Why Austria? What is it about Austria that attracts people to move here? With its beautiful countryside and vibrant cities, rich culture, and well-developed infrastructure, Austria has a magnetic appeal that has convinced many to make it their home. In 2019, Vienna, the capital, was ranked the best city for quality of living for the 10th consecutive year by the Mercer Quality of Living Survey. Known for its stunning mountain scenery and world-class ski slopes, Austria is centrally located in Europe with a population of over 8.9 million, including about 20% born outside the country. Vienna, the sixth largest city in the European Union, had a population of 1.9 million in 2020, with over 30% being foreign citizens. Everyday life. What brings Austrians together? A love for the outdoors. Whether it's skiing in the Alps, enjoying lakes and rivers, biking or hiking, Austrians value time spent in nature. They also enjoy countryside holidays, pure alpine water, music, good wine, and cafe culture. Regional differences are evident in cuisine, traditional dress, and dialects. Living quality. Vienna consistently ranks highest in quality of living surveys. Austria offers appealing living standards with factors like housing, education, cultural access, public transport, environment, economy, and crime rates being noteworthy. City transportation. Austria's cities boast efficient public transit networks of buses, trams, and trains. Vienna, in particular, has a comprehensive system managed by Wiener Linien, serving millions daily. The city's tram network is one of the largest globally. Marriage. For marriage in Austria, consult the local registry office and embassy. Civil ceremonies are legally recognized and civil partnerships are also an option. Same-sex marriages have been legal since 2019, with recognition varying by partner's home country. Required documents include passports, birth certificates, and proof of previous marriage dissolution if applicable, along with certified translations if needed. Living in Austria. Austria attracts people for various reasons. Some fall in love with the country while visiting, others come for studies or work, and some seek new opportunities. Regardless of your reason, Austria welcomes you. Residence requirements. EU EEA citizens and Swiss citizens have easy movement within the EU. Third country nationals need valid visas and may need work and residence permits, depending on nationality and purpose of stay. Temporary residence. Short-term stay visas, Visa C, allow 90 days within 180 days for tourist purposes. Visa D permits stays of 91 days to 6 months, requiring pre-application. Everyone must register their address upon arrival. Long-term residence options include EU Blue Card, valid for 24 months for highly skilled workers, Red White Red Card, work and residence permit for skilled workers. Long-term resident, EU, unrestricted labor market and residence after 5 years of continuous residence. Citizenship. Austrian citizenship is granted based on origin awards or meeting naturalization requirements. Getting an apartment. European Union and EA or Swiss citizens and third country nationals can rent apartments in Vienna. Budget. Renting involves significant upfront costs like security deposits and brokers' commissions. Tenants' rights. Austrian Tenancy Act (MRG) favors tenants' rights, but it's essential to seek professional advice before signing contracts. Finding the right apartment. Consider factors like location, amenities, and lease terms. Seek opinions, explore the neighborhood, and connect with previous tenants or residents. Making an offer. Submit a written tender, Mietanbot, when you find a suitable apartment. Ensure the offer includes essential details and is legally binding. Rental agreement. Leases can be written, verbal or tacit, but it's advisable to have a written agreement. Essential terms include landlord and tenant details, rent, lease term, and maintenance costs. Types of leases. Primary lease is between tenants and property owners. Sublet lease involves a primary tenant subletting to others. Apartment checklist. Record details of the apartment's condition, appliances, surfaces, keys, damages, repairs, heating service reports, electric inspection reports, meter readings, and photos for evidence. Cost of living. The Austrian household, on average, an Austrian household, average size 2.20 people, spends €3,250 a month or €2,160 per adult. Working in Austria. General requirements for all migrants. Prior to applying for a residence or work permit, it is important to fulfill an existing prerequisite, such as a binding job offer, place at a university, relevant research interest, and institutional affiliation, or other categories validated by the Austrian government. There are different requirements depending on your permit, but the following requirements are general to each permit. Proof of subsistence. You must have proof of adequate financial means. A minimum fixed and regular income that as of 2022 allows you to cover €1,030, 49 cents monthly expenses as a single person, or €1,625, 71 cents as a couple is an important benchmark. An additional €159 per month is required for each child. Place to stay. Proof of a legal accommodation, for example, the lease for an apartment, spacious enough for you and your family, is an important prerequisite for a residence permit. Health insurance. It is important to have organized health insurance on arrival that covers all risks, for which a recognized travel insurance policy will suffice until you acquire Austrian health insurance. Additional requirements for work permit applications. When applying for certain work permits, evidence of academic achievements or other indicators of skills and qualifications will be required, as well as language certificates and proof of work experience. Permits. For citizens of EU EEA member states or Switzerland, you simply need to register your address and acquire an Anmeldebescheinigung and fulfill the general requirements already outlined. Third country nationals who want to work and reside in Austria for more than 6 months need a work and residence permit. There are several different types of combined work and residence permits, for example, the red-white-red card or the EU blue card. The applications for these combined work and residence permits can be submitted in Austria by the future Austrian employer and will be evaluated by the Austrian Public Employment Service AMS and the Immigration Authority. Third country nationals who intend to work self-employed also need a residence and work permit. Procedure. With all the forms available online, your application can be filed to the competent authority in accordance with the applicant's residence. Submitting your first application from within Austria is an exception granted only in specific cases. Official processing fees increase year on year, and keep in mind that you'll likely need to pay for documents in your country of origin, certified translations, or recognition of qualifications. Required documents for your residence permit. Mandatory documents include a valid travel document, passport, a passport, photo of yourself, evidence of health insurance, evidence of adequate means of subsistence, evidence of temporary housing. Birth certificate requirements vary depending on the permit. Procedure. Required documents for your residence permit. Mandatory documents. You need a valid travel document, a passport is required. If you apply for a red card or blue card, it should be valid for 2.5 years. Otherwise, your residence permit will only be valid until the expiry date of your passport. You also need a passport photo of yourself. It cannot be older than 6 months and should have the dimensions 45 by 35 millimeters. Also, you must get evidence of health insurance. Those arriving on a Visa D, Nationalis Visum, are required to have travel insurance covering at least 30,000 euros. Once you are in possession of a red card or any other work and residence permit, your employer will provide health insurance. For self-employed people, health insurance is automatic once you've declared your anticipated income to authorities, and anyone is permitted to purchase additional private insurance. You need evidence of adequate means of subsistence. These can be pay slips, employment contracts, proof of pension or insurance benefits, investment capital, or own assets. The origin of the money must be proven. This also applies if the applicant is supported financially by his or her parents or partner. You will also need to provide evidence of temporary housing. You must provide information in the application form about where in Austria you are planning to live, as this determines which authorities will process your application. If you are planning to move to Austria with your family, you must provide evidence of long-term housing. Don't forget to register and receive your Meldezettel within 3 days of your stay in Austria. Lastly, your birth certificate. In most cases, it might require diplomatic legalization or a so-called apostille, depending on where the document was issued. It must be translated by a court-sworn and certified translator, if not issued in English or German. Requirements vary depending on the permit. Possible additional documents: marital status and children, language certificates, evidence of completion of a course of study, evidence of special know-how or skills, employer's declaration or contract, police clearance certificate. There are many more beautiful things we can say about relocating to Austria, especially since this process can be done by yourself. Also, you don't necessarily need an IELTS certificate or a huge amount of money in the bank. And best of all is that you don't have to worry about greedy and untrusted agents. But the fact is that it is technically impossible to do that through this medium. So, what we did is that we created a comprehensive relocation guide for you. Our comprehensive guides are very effective, whether you plan to relocate through the work route or the study route. This can be possible for you without an agent. We have had numerous positive reactions from past users. What you get from this guide: step-by-step guide for the entire process stage by stage, detailed lists of the documents, direct links to the required resources, invaluable pro tips and tricks, so that there's no mistake on your part, thereby greatly increasing your chance of success. Our comprehensive guide includes the following modules: International Skilled Workers, Complete Guide, Visual, Residence Permit, Student Complete Guide, Visual and Audiobook, Efficient Application, Secret Strategies, Cost-Effective Housing, Finances, Grants and Scholarship. With these guides, you need no full-time agent. Our detailed strategies and proven steps cannot be discovered elsewhere on the internet. So because you have joined us in this video until the end, we give you a special offer. Take advantage of the current discount. For a limited time, save 7,000 Naira by downloading right now. Grab your copy now and begin the first significant step towards a new chapter in your life. Bonus: if you act quickly, you can enjoy a free 15-minute one-on-one consultation with us. Our advice will ensure your relocation process is as smooth as possible. If you wish to download now, visit www.easyrelocation.net/shop.